Hello children, today we are going to learn about air. Air is all around us, but we can't see it. We can only feel the presence of air. Air is one of the important things that is needed for us to live. Life is possible only with the presence of air, because we know that we live by taking in air. The oxygen in the air is used by our body. If air is not present, we can't live. So for life to sustain on earth, the basic thing that is needed is air and water. Today we will study about air. Air is all around us. Air contains different types of gases, dust, smoke, germs. Everything is present in air. But the only thing is that we are not able to see it. Air forms a thick layer like a blanket around the earth. And the thick layer of blanket of air is called atmosphere. Atmosphere, even though it is made up of air, it protects the earth. It acts as a protective cover around the earth. Moving air is called wind. We all love wind, isn't it? It gives a soothing effect. But fast and strong winds lead to storms. That we don't like. The same air is behaving in two different ways, like gentle wind and heavy storms. Now we are going to learn about hot and cold air. Air gets heated up and it cools down also. Suppose we are lighting a candle. Candle flame always burns upwards. Even if you try to hold it in a slanting way, even if you try to hold it downward, the flame always burns up. And when you try to hold your hand on top of the flame, and on both sides of the flame, like this, covering the flame like this. I am not telling you to do it now, okay? Don't burn your hand. If you try to do it, which one will be more hotter? Holding the hands on the sides or holding it on the top? Normally when we light a candle, if there is slight wind, what will we do? We hold both our hands, or we hold our hand on the side of the candle. We never hold it on top. Why is it so? Because the air on top of a burning candle or a flame is more hotter than it is on sides. What can we conclude from this? Hot air becomes lighter. Lighter things always move up. So when a candle burns, the air around it gets heated up. And this hot air moves up. That is why we feel more heat when we keep our hand on top of the flame compared to the sides of the flame. So just remember, hot air always becomes lighter and moves up, because lighter things always goes up. Now, this property of air gives rise to a new process or a new phenomenon called air currents. For studying what is air current, first we have to take a wooden box or a cardboard box with a transparent front portion or a glass front. We have to see what is happening there. That is why we are using a transparent front portion. We have to take two tubes and fit it as chimneys on two holes, that is on top of the wooden box. I think this appears as a wooden box for you. It is a wooden box, okay? So, a wooden box with transparent or glass front and two tubes as chimneys. Now, we need two more things. A candle, a lighted candle and a smoldering paper. This is shown as a smoldering paper. The figure is very clear in your textbook page number 103, figure 12.4. I am repeating, The figure is clearly given in your textbook, figure 12.4 in page 103. Okay, just refer it. So, this is a smoldering paper. Smoldering paper means a paper which does not burn with a flame but produces smoke. Okay, when you put out the flame, you can see that for some time the paper or wood and all, it burns with smoke, but no flame will be there. That is smoldering paper. Only if something burns with a flame, it will be too hot. Okay, compared to an object burning with flame and a smoldering object will be less hot compared to an object burning with flame. Okay, so here we have a burning candle and a smoldering paper. This smoldering paper is used in order to see the air. Smoldering paper produces smoke. So, the air passing from this side will contain that smoke, and we can clearly see that smoke with that air passing through this area. If we are not keeping a smoldering paper, normally air will pass through this chimney, but we will not be able to see it because we can't see air. Here we are using a smoldering piece of paper so that air carries that smoke, and that smoke can be seen clearly here passing to the next side. So here a candle burns with a flame that is kept at this side of the chimney, and when it burns, the air above the candle flame gets heated up, becomes lighter and passes through this chimney. That smoke is shown here. That hot air passes through this chimney. When the hot air from there is passing through the chimney or it rises up, the space here remains vacant. Do we have a vacant space like that in the atmosphere? No. Wherever there is vacant space, the air will fill that space. So, normally vacant space arises when hot air being lighter moves up. So, the cooler air from the surroundings rushes to take this vacant space. So, here also, as the lighted candle heats the air above, the air moves up, the hot air moves up, and the cooler air, compared to this is cooler air. The cooler air along with the smoke rushes inside and it moves to the vacant space here. I hope it is clear. I'll draw it with red. See, this space the air was escaped, isn't it? And this space is occupied by a cooler air. As we have kept a smoldering paper, we could see the air moving from here to take the vacant space. And again what happens? Again the candle is still burning, so the air above here will again start getting heated up. It will again move up. This process keeps on continuing. That means hot air rises up and cooler air rushes to take its place. This is called air current. It is nothing related to electricity. It is just movement of hot and cool air. The only thing is that hot air being lighter rises up and cool air rushes to take its place. This movement of air is called air currents. We all love to go to beach, isn't it? And have you ever gone to a beach during noontime, afternoon? It's too hot there. Sometimes we can see that, or we will feel that the water is not that hot compared to sand, isn't it? When we go to beach, the sand will be too hot that we can't even walk there barefooted. But compared to that sand, water will not be that hot. When you touch water, you can feel it. That is true. What you felt or what we felt is true. Sand gets heated up faster compared to water. That means land gets heated up faster compared to river bodies or water bodies. So this difference, that means land or sand absorbs heat too much, or it absorbs heat too much faster than water during daytime, and it cools down faster than water during night time. Whereas water, it gets heated up during daytime slowly and it cools down during night time also slowly. So water acts very slowly, whereas sand acts too fast. This difference in their absorption of heat give rise to two new phenomena, that is land breeze and sea breeze. Have you heard about it? Land breeze and sea breeze. This happens only because of the difference in the rate of absorption of heat by sand and water. Let us take a look at sea breeze first because it happens in the day. During daytime, I told you the land or the sand gets heated up faster. So the air above the land will be hot, it rises up. Because hot air is lighter, it always rises up. When the air above the land rises up, this space remains vacant. We cannot keep it vacant. So what happens? The cooler air from the sea rushes to take this vacant space. So this gentle blow of wind or the air from the sea to the land during daytime is called sea breeze. So just remember in the reverse order. Sea breeze means it starts from the sea. If it has to start from the sea, the air in the sea or above the sea should be cooler. If air above the sea should be cooler, the other one should be hotter. Which one? The land. If land is hotter, what happens? The air above the land rises up. If the land has to be hot, it would be which time of the day? That means it will be daytime. So during daytime, land gets heated faster than sea. The hot air above the land rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes to take its place. This is called sea breeze. Okay, I'll tell you once again. Sea breeze, it starts from the sea. It is because the sea is cooler than land. So the air above the land, as land is hotter, the air above the land is hot, it rises up. Okay. So I hope it is clear. Once again, I'll just explain, don't get confused. During daytime, the land gets heated faster. The hot air above the land rises. The cooler air from the sea rushes to take its place. This is called sea breeze. Next is land breeze. Land breeze, of course, sea breeze if it is in daytime, land breeze will be in nighttime. So nighttime, I told you, sand cools down faster and water cools down slowly. So which one will be hot? Yes, water will be hot during night time. So the hot air above the water rises up. So the space above the water will remain vacant. The cooler air from the land rushes to take its place. That is termed as land breeze. I'll explain once again. Land cools down faster in night time. Water cools down faster. Sea water cools down slowly during night time. The hot air above the sea rises, cooler air from the land rushes to take its place. This is called land breeze. These two phenomena, land breeze and sea breeze, happens because the rate of absorption of heat by land and water, sand and water is different. Okay. So sea breeze happens in daytime and land breeze happens in night time because because land gets heated during daytime. That is why sea breeze is daytime and land breeze is night time. Hope it is clear. So these are all things happening to the air. That is why we learned it related to air, isn't it? Hot and cold air moving. That is called air currents. Air is everywhere around us. It is a very wonderful gift that we have got. We have to stop polluting air. Only then we can get fresh air and live properly. So read your textbook, study the activities by looking the figures, and when you look the figures it will be more clear for you. So look the figures and study the activities. Don't try to do it because it's a bit difficult, because you need to have a lighted candle. It is very dangerous. If you get the help of your parents, you can try it out. So hope you will read your textbook. Thank you.